All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Webinar Wednesday here at Lulu. We're back at it again. And this week, I am very excited. It is the holiday season. It feels like I've already invested in my first pumpkin spice item. It was coffee creamer, and it's gone very well, I will say. So it's perfect time to start talking about holidays. So we'll be talking about holiday sales ideas for nonfiction authors. You can see I am joined by Alexa Bigwarfe. Hello, Alexa.
Hello.
Hi, welcome, and thank you for being here. So hello to Kathy, Chocolate, Vicky, Valerie, and Iris. Hey, everybody. I hope that you are doing well, and I'm so appreciative of you and giving us some of your time today. So a few housekeeping things before we get started. Actually, Alexa, I didn't ask you this, but how do you want to do questions? Do you want to do them throughout or at the end?
Let's hold them to the end, because if I do questions throughout, I'll sidetrack myself, and there we go.
We've only got an hour, people. So yeah, hold your questions to the end. You found the chat. The Q&A tab is right beside of that. So please feel free to drop questions in the Q&A tab as you go through, and we will grab those at the end. This session is being recorded. So if you had to join late or leave early, we will post the full recording on our YouTube channel, and I will drop the link for that as well. And I'm going to get ready to turn it over. So as I said, we're here to learn about holiday marketing tips for nonfiction authors. And I'm joined by Alexa Bigwarfe, who is the founder and CEO of Bright Publish Sell, a company dedicated to helping authors professionally self-publish and market their books. Her courses and training focus on author platform growth and creative ways to market books, especially for those who know nothing about marketing. She's also the founder and host of the great community Women in Publishing and the Women in Publishing Summit, and owns 2 publishing houses. When she's not doing all of that, she writes rom-coms, usually set in Paris, France. Alexa, thank you so much for being with us, and I will go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is such a fun topic. So I was really glad that Chelsea reached out to ask me if I'd want to talk about it, because you can really take your book marketing levels to the next level, your book marketing to the next level, if you're thinking about how to incorporate some holiday fun with it. To help me, I would love to know what type of nonfiction book you write, and I'll try to tailor some of my examples and ideas to that. Are you writing a cookbook, a self-help book, a how-to, a journal of some sort, a self-improvement? I think I already covered that. Cookbooks. What is your nonfiction area? Memoir is a little tougher to market in some of the things that I'm going to say, but there may be themes you can pull from it. So we'll dig into it, and I will try to, like I said, give some examples that are related to what you're doing. So Chelsea already read my bio. Thank you very much. In a nutshell, like, I've been doing this for quite a while, and I work with all kinds of genres, but I started with nonfiction, and all of my most of my clients for the one-on-one work and publishing have been nonfiction clients. So I have a lot of experience in this particular marketplace. So I'm excited to talk to you about it. Okay, so we have cookbooks, living your faith planner and journal, chronic illness. Oh goodness, I know all about that. And Christian. Okay. Well, one of my little icons got a little bit messed up here, but these are the logos from my companies. And on a side note, you don't have to worry about trying to screenshot or take every single note. I'm going to provide a link to download the slides at the end of this. So don't worry. Listen, pay attention, jot down any notes that you want to get, just like things that you want to come back to supplement, but don't worry about writing everything down. So this is what we're covering, basically why holiday marketing matters, all the way through how to set yourself up to be able to do this, and kind of your checklist of things to consider and everything in between. Okay. Why does holiday marketing matter? You probably are, gonna think, duh, we know why it matters. Lots of people are shopping, and actually that is the actual reason. Like, it's such a high consumer spend time. People are giving gifts for other people and for themselves, and people are starting now. So we may just be celebrating the release of pumpkin spice everything. But in reality, I'm already starting to look for buying gifts and things like that, because I don't like to wait till the last minute. I like to try and buy things throughout the year. So, I mean, you can start your holiday prep for your audience months in advance. But a lot of people are also, especially when it relates to nonfiction books, you're reflecting about in the self-help type books, journals, devotionals, anything like that. As we come to the end of the year, we're thinking about what we did or didn't do, what goals we did or didn't achieve, what we want to achieve next year, new me kind of thing. So and their friends are too. So while you're thinking about putting out your books as ideas for your existing reader base, you want to make sure that you're putting the idea into their head that, hey, you like my book. Maybe you know somebody else who would too. Maybe your sister needs this book, or your neighbor, or your mother, or your brother, or whomever might be able to use this book. The other thing that I think is outside of the box thinking, and you may really want to consider, is a lot of businesses, and I know because I do this and I receive gifts from some people that I pay a lot of money to that assist me along the way. People are doing team gifts, employee gifts. I give gifts to my team as well. They're looking for other ideas of things to share with them. So if you're like, hey, this is the perfect planner for busy women. I have a whole staff of busy women. It may look like a great opportunity on how you can pitch it to people for, like, this would be a wonderful gift to give to your employees, or to give to your boss, or to give to your high-end clients, or whatever it is that you're doing. People are also looking for professional development gifts. And also the fun part is that with gift cards, so if your book is on Amazon and people get Amazon gift cards, the fun doesn't stop at Christmas. Like, people continue on with that. So make sure you put the little, mental note to people. Hey, did you get an Amazon gift card and not sure what to spend it on? I have some ideas. Or you can even create your own gift cards if you use an e-commerce tool or platform. If you're publishing with Lulu, I'm not sure if they offer that, anything like that later. That's something we may have to ask them. But, having the opportunity for people to be able to purchase through your direct marketing cart, or through your whatever you're using on your e-commerce for your website, or encouraging people to use their Amazon gift cards or other gift cards to get your book. Nature calendars for stress management. Oh my gosh, Kathy, you should be marketing the heck out of that one now. Be like, hey, all y'all, it's going to be a stressful end of year. Get ready. Get a nature calendar for stress management for everybody, because we're all going to be needing it. Okay. So what are some of the ways that you can, beyond like all year long, we're in this buy my book kind of marketing, or at least that's what it can feel like. So how do you make the holidays different? How do you make this so that it's something that's going to catch their attention and not just be kind of like, I'm on your email list, I've seen your emails, I already know this. But what about over the holidays, you create new types of content and get really creative in what you can do? Think about book bundles. If you have multiple books, or if you know someone who's written a book similar, and we'll talk about collaborations coming up too. So I'm not going to get into that piece right now. But you can do book bundles. You can create a new companion guide or new workshops, or this is my holiday themed stress management. Goodness, Kathy, anybody who's doing stress management, mindset, meditation, self-improvement, any of those types of things, we all know that the holidays are one of the biggest sources of grief and stress. So if you create anything, even cookbooks, I mean, you can have like my favorite, easy to make, no stress added holiday recipes, something like that. You can come up with these types of additional things that will get people on your email list. And then through your email list, you can say, oh, by the way, did you know I have this book? And I'm running a sale on it? Or you can combine all of those things to pique people's interest. So you kind of use these extra companion guides, workshops, webinars, anything like that you might do focused around the holidays to grow your email list, or to pique the interest of people who are already in your community, and then offer them your book as part of their holiday purchasing for themselves or other people. Obviously creating fun graphics. I mean, gosh, I don't know that there's a more fun season than the holidays for just wonderful. I mean, I love pictures of hot cocoa in front of a fireplace and a snowman out the window and all these types of things, largely because it never gets cold enough to enjoy those types of experiences in Columbia, South Carolina, or rarely. And like this picture in here. I mean, it's so nice. It's so nice. So have fun with it. Okay. We'll talk a little bit more about exclusive holiday content. And when I'm talking here, I'm talking about the content that you're putting out on your blogs, if you have a podcast, in your newsletters, if you write a Substack, any of those types of things, you can create some special holiday content to really bring your more traffic in and get them excited. And, everybody's looking for stuff for the holidays. So give them what they're looking for. So you can, I love this piece of advice to highlight the book benefits in a holiday context. So, for example, my first book was on grief and loss for grieving mothers. So I don't promote the book, and I probably wouldn't do this just because of my own things around it. However, I would, if I was promoting it, that's a whole nother conversation. But if I was promoting it, I would probably say, the holidays are especially difficult for grieving mothers. If you know someone who could benefit from this book, here it is. Now, I do have a healing journal, and that one I will promote. And that one is a perfect example of, do you know someone who's trying to heal from the loss of their child? This is a great opportunity, and especially around the holidays, because we know that it's far worse around the holidays. This is something that you can give to help them work through some of those things and all of that kind of stuff. So in a less sad, framing it, what about if you have productivity or business books, end the year with a bang, start the next year really strong. Here are some tips that I have for wrapping up the year and getting ready for the next year. And then, of course, at the end of those blogs or the end of those emails, you have the call to action that's like, and to do that, grab my book. And it's even better if you've put it on sale, if you've done something special, if you offered a bonus to go along with that, during the holiday season. Maybe you have a video challenge, or we've got some cookbook authors in here. Maybe you have some videos where you're preparing the rest. That would be a phenomenal thing. Not only if you get my cookbook, you're going to get these bonus holiday recipes that I send to you, plus these bonus videos on how to make it. And maybe you create some bonus videos on YouTube or something like that. Prepare for as we talked about a minute ago, mindfulness strategies that help you stay balanced and stress-free. Well, that's kind of a myth, but we want to help people get as close to it as possible, right? Let's help them by creating some content like my 5 best tips for reducing the anxiety of having your in-laws home for the holidays, or, all the kids come home, or you're cooking for 35 people, or whatever it is. You can create emails, blog posts, newsletters, guest posts that you submit to other outlets for posting, podcasts. I mean, if you want, now would be a great time to be like, hey, or even news media. This is something that the media loves, stuff like this. They love it when you can come and say, I would love to come teach your audience about 5 ways you can still get out and reduce your stress in nature, even when it's snowing, or, depending on where you live, you can match it to what's right for your local network audience, and go and talk about those things. In the course of the discussion, your book will definitely come up, especially if you let them know ahead of time that you've also written a book. But they want you to bring good content, good things to help with people around the holiday season. And obviously anything that has to do with goal setting, journals, calendars, any of those things that are largely purchased in December for January and in early January, you have to use this time of the year to promote the heck out of those things. Okay. What kind of content can you create that's going to work for you? I've given you a couple ideas, but we'll go through some other ones. So maybe you create a new email challenge. If you're not familiar with an email challenge, it could be something like you'd have your lead magnet or offer, your page that you send people to, that's like, sign up for my my free 5-day challenge on, let's see, I'm looking through what some of you guys put as your Kids Can Cook, History of Lois and Clark, Planners for Self-Care and Improve. Okay, so this is an easy one to do here. Sign up for my 5-email free challenge on how to add in daily activities to improve your mental health, or 5 basic, easy, short yoga routines that you can do in the morning if you're writing on yoga or health or fitness, something like that. Stress management, 5 short breathing exercises that you can do before you even get out of bed. And, wake up each morning to an email that has a new quick video that's going to walk you through a breathing exercise, or things like that are like, and then the way you make it, obviously theme it around the holidays if you want, or you can just pitch it as, hey, in preparation for the holiday season, as a special gift to you, as a special gift to my potential audience, I've created the new challenge. And it can be via email, it can be a video series, you can do webinars, you can do all kinds of things that are new and exciting offers to your existing content and will existing audience, and will bring in new folks. Then, of course, holiday special bundles, book bundles, which we talked a little bit about before, but then consider bundling other gifts together. Now, we don't necessarily do this for other books. We don't necessarily do this for the holidays, but it could be done for the holidays for grieving mothers. But October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And so since I have published multiple books for grieving mothers, we will do an ebook bundle in October around that awareness time, where there's about 6 of us that come in. We each put our ebooks in there for 99 cents, and each of us promote that out there. You can do the same thing with holiday stuff. And they don't have to be holiday themed books, but you could get, I've seen multiple people in the chat that are doing health, chronic illness, self-care and improved mental health, grief, different things like that. You can get together with other authors and you can say, hey, we're going to do a holiday bonus bundle or a holiday bundle, and all of kind of like a group promo if you're thinking about Book Funnel and what they do. But this is a special offer where you're all going to discount your books, and you're all going to send the email to all of your email lists, and you're going to share about each other's discounted books. Maybe you even take it a step further and you say, with proof of purchase, you'll also get these bonuses from each person or something like that. That takes more coordinating, obviously, but those are things that you can definitely do. And thankfully, Lulu is thinking about it far enough in advance that we're in September. You've got at least a month to 6 weeks before, early November, when you really want to have this stuff ready and out there and marketing already before it gets too noisy. So you can craft very holiday themed newsletters, if that's I don't know, I think I forgot to actually change that bullet, but how to craft compelling holiday themed newsletters is going to be what is it that resonates with your audience? And one of the ways that you can think about ahead of time is starting to put the feelers out there. So I'm going to say something right here, right now, and say that in all marketing, an email list is one of the most, if not the most important things that you can have. Having been in a business now for over 10 years, I sell better and more through email than I do for anything else. But it's because we've grown a large list. And the people who are on there are there because they want to hear about our news and our offers. And it's not just spam on buy this book, buy that book. We also send out lots of valuable content, etc. So if you know that you're going to be doing some type of holiday newsletter campaign, then how to get them to convert is to start putting out feelers ahead of time. And that's as easy as asking questions in your emails, or having a poll, or having a link to click, or anything of that nature, so that you can kind of gauge, one, are people opening the emails when you're talking about these things? Are they clicking on the links? Are they taking some sort of action? And I'll go into a little more detail about segmenting your list in a few slides, but you can start kind of putting those feelers out there and see who's interested. And sometimes it can be as easy as saying, hey, I'm thinking about doing a book bundle. Is this something you'd be interested in? Click here if yes, click here if no, and just get it. You can get a feel for those types of things as well. Or you can just start putting out some, we're preparing for the holiday season, for the new year, etc., and see how many people are engaging with that. You can put banners on your website, coupon codes. You can add a coupon code and a link to the bottom of your email newsletter that's like, for the months of November and December, my book is discounted. Buy it here with this coupon code, or just reduce the price depending on where you're selling and all of those types of things, and have that available and make sure it's on your social media, on your website, and all of the other places. I'm sure you can think of, just based on some of the examples that we've given. And I'd like you to take a moment, actually, so we can, get the juices flowing here in our brains. What can you think of that you might be able to write for holiday posts that would resonate with your audience? And again, keep in mind, even if you don't have an email list yet, you should be putting content on your blog that has a call to action someplace for people to sign up for more information, to be notified when you have new blog posts, or to get on your newsletter, or any of those types of things. Because I'm going to tell you that as Christmas, as the holidays, as Hanukkah, as any of the holiday season approaches, you're going to start seeing people searching quick and easy recipes for the holidays. One that I search for every year is clean eating recipes for Thanksgiving, or clean, clean versions of favorite recipes for Thanksgiving and Christmas, or easiest to make whatever, or, think about the things that are super for the cookbook folks in here. Think about the recipes that people love the most, and maybe you're doing your version of a recipe or something like that on your blog. For grief and mental health, mental wellness, and all of that, you should definitely be creating content around surviving the holidays without your loved one. Tips for however you want to phrase that, and get some content out there. One, it's super, super helpful for the people who need it. This coming from someone who lived that, I can tell you for sure. Having resources like that is good. And two, it will help you build traffic as people are coming and looking for that, with the benefit of helping them as well. All right, so social media. I know a lot of people dislike doing a lot of stuff on social media, but I'm going to tell you, Canva is your friend, because they have so many easy to use templates. And if you just go over into Canva, you can put in, Instagram post, holiday business offers, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you want. And it's going to give you some awesome shells that you can just throw your content in, and download, and schedule to post on your social media. Or you can hire somebody to help you if you don't want to do that. If you use BookBrush or haven't heard of BookBrush, you should check them out too. They have all kinds of gorgeous templates that you can put the cover of your book into. And we did some really fun ones with holiday themed. We do them every year with the holiday themed ones, and they're just so easy. You literally just put your book cover in content that they've already created, and then you can add the text, on sale now, or give to your best friend, or perfect professional development gift, or this is the book your whole team needs. On, I think someone said leadership and development in there. No, I made that up. Stress management, though, that's a big one. And when you're marketing on social media, make sure that you're using holiday hashtags, the seasonal hashtags, and these will change. So you want to kind of keep an eye on using the search bar, asking somebody for some help on finding out which ones are actually trending and being used. But you're going to be pretty solid on holiday reads, books as gifts, Christmas book, holiday shopping, those. And then again, getting more specific for your genre. So like New Year, New Me, Healing Journal, hashtag stress management, hashtag calendar, those types of things, new calendar, those types of, do some research, because I'm not an expert at all of the hashtags, but you can definitely look those up. And if you're not sure, you can ask, Google, what are the most popular hashtags for cookbook promotion or whatever, holiday cookbooks. And I don't even know if your cookbook is a holiday cookbook, but I would suggest maybe you do a couple holiday recipes that would be a bonus to somebody who might be looking at that. And then, of course, there's always fun challenges that happen around the holidays. You've got like the 12 days of books. You've got your book advent calendar. You can make up your own holiday theme challenge, depending on what it is. You can do a holiday bingo. I mean, there's so many fun things that lend really well to social media and to posts. And if you're doing these this is one of the reasons why I love collaborating with other authors, because if you're doing things with other authors, it relieves a lot of the stress and pressure around this because you've got help. But, really make sure that you are doing the things to grow your platform and to bring people awareness back, especially if it's been a while since you've talked about it. Link in the benefits for your book, share snippets from your book and tips. And I think we saw somebody who's writing books about animals, healthcare, chronic illness. I mean, gosh, chronic illness and pain and inflammation only get worse with stress, and the holidays are stressful. So there's so many tips that you can do on, resetting, taking a break, finding a moment in the midst of chaos, any of those things that go along with it. So, oh, nice. I see Carrie Ann is ahead of the game. She made all of her own, and she made them for 4 months out for the holidays. And the cool thing about social media is that you can pre-schedule posts. So you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, every day I have to get up and post this picture and all that kind of stuff. You can schedule them. You can use a scheduling tool. There's lots of them out there and they change, but like Tailwind or gosh, we've used all kinds of different tools over the past, or you can schedule them directly in the platform. But while things are a little bit more quiet, yes, Canva has a totally free part as well. But most of their graphics and images and the best things come on their paid plan. But y'all, it's only like $12 a month, so it would be worth it for at least a month while you're creating all of these fun graphics. It's I think a very good investment for what it offers on their Premier plan. So yeah, get those things set up and scheduled now while it's not quite as crazy, so that you're ready to go. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words a little bit today. Make sure you take advantage of holiday shopping deadlines. Be aware of when people need to place their orders, especially if you're fulfilling your book or if you're using direct marketing through Lulu. I'm sure they will be sending out emails. Read the emails. Make sure because there will usually be an email that says book orders have to be placed by this date for us to guarantee that you get them by this date. So depending on how, if you're going to be selling it direct off of your own website through your own e-commerce tool, make sure you know where you buy your books from, that in this part of the season, it takes longer. So I would be placing orders for your books if you want to have 50 on hand or 75 on hand or 2,000, whatever it is you think you're going to be doing out at holiday markets or whatever. Place those orders now so that you don't. It never fails. It never fails. I hear somebody complaining in one of our groups about, I can't believe it. It's December 1st. I went in to submit an order and I heard that my books aren't even going to arrive until January 7th. And I'm like, well, why'd you wait till December 1st? Everybody's busy in this time. So make sure you're ordering in plenty of time so that you don't miss those deadlines to receive your books, especially if then you're going to turn around and deliver them to people that have ordered. You've got to have extra time. And also use those deadlines to motivate your people to do that. And if you sell directly on your website, the nice thing is you can start selling now as like pre-orders, maybe even, or if your book's already on sale, that doesn't work, but saying, make sure you order your book now to get it before the holiday rush, blah, blah, blah. You can do all kinds of discounts, special content, promos, bonuses with a proof of purchase. So what this would be is like if you run a bonus offer, if you're like, here's my holiday bonus offer to my community. If you buy my book between the window of this date and this date, you're going to get free access to my my mini course, or free access to my additional workbook that goes with my book, or this whole other slew of recipes that I've created, excuse me, or, you know, any of those types of things, you can create it. And the bonus with proof of purchase, there's a lot of ways that you can do this. Some people put a form on their website and ask people to upload a copy of the receipt. Some people say, you know, reply to this email with a copy of your receipt. I like the idea of doing it on a form because you can set up an automation so that if they send something to the form, then you automatically send them an email that has their bonuses. If you're expecting a lot of people to take you up on that, then I would look into those types of things. But you can do it as easily as just saying, send me a screenshot of your purchase from Amazon or from Barnes and Noble or from Lulu Direct Sale, you know, wherever you're buying your book from, and I will send you this particular bonus. So that's a great way to be able to do that, to entice people to grab your book too. And always, if you can do something like when you're talking about enticing people for buying for a friend or family or team, you can run BOGOs, or, you know, buy one, get one free, buy one, get one 50% off, buy two, get two, you know, what, I guess that's essentially buy one, get one, right? But, so, you know, whatever you want to do to encourage people, to get out there and to buy your book, not only for you, but for other people as well. And then giveaways are always fun. Here's the thing with giveaways. There's a lot of people that talk about viral giveaways where you can go out and you can promise an Amazon gift card or a Kindle or whatever you want to do, you know, whatever you want to give away for people, and you set it all up, and you can get lots of people on your email list for that. But the question I always ask is, do you want people who are just coming to your email list because they wanted a free Amazon gift card? Or do you want people who are coming to your email list because they're interested in self-care, nature, stress management, cooking, all of those types of things that you all are writing about? So when I run giveaways, I like to make it relevant to what we're actually trying to build a list for. So if you're doing a giveaway for a copy of your book, you want to make sure that you do that short in enough time frame so that you can announce the winner and still say, you know, this is the person who won, but guess what? My book is on sale for this amount for everybody else through this date, so please grab it. Or you can have it be a different book that you give away to get people on your email list, all kinds of ways to do that. And I really like to do collaborative giveaways, because then you're tapping into each other's audiences. So even if everybody is just pooling in together, maybe everybody has a book that they're giving, maybe everybody has a freebie or something, maybe, who knows what you decide to do as your giveaway. It has to make sense for you and your partners, but the more the merrier, right? In the Women in Publishing Summit, we say better together. We can do far more as a team than we can by ourselves. Okay. So other fun things that you can do on social media just to get people more interested in you and more aware of what you're doing and following your content and engaging is you know, showing some behind the scenes posts. That could be you getting ready for the holidays. That could be you putting your content, your book practices in motion. So shows you out in nature, shows you doing a yoga pose or a meditation, is a picture of your playlist of meditations, is you know, shows you in the kitchen cooking your holiday things or whatever it is that you do. If you're an organizer, you know, everybody needs help organizing all this stuff from Christmas. There's just so many fun things that you can take pictures of and put out there. And it's really fun if you have people who have already bought your book to encourage your readers to go ahead and show themselves reading the book in front of a fireplace, or stockings behind them, or holding it in front of a Christmas tree or things like that, and ask them to post those and hashtag it and tag you and all those kinds of things. Of course, we talked about the graphics and videos that are a lot of fun. And then, you know, the reels and stories on Instagram everybody's pushing video content. Everybody's pushing these types of things. So if you can do a quick reel, and it doesn't have to be your face. I mean, there's lots of things that you can easily make in a reel. I made a reel today by just taking a bunch of pictures that I took in Paris and compiling them together and putting music to it, and they make a lovely little video behind that. So polls and quizzes, again, anything like that to get a feel for what your audience is interested in and what their needs are. One of the biggest things about creating content, especially for nonfiction authors, is really being able to assess what people need help with. What are their, as we say in the marketing world, what are their pain points? What is it that you have a solution to their problem? And all of what you guys have posted so far are solutions to problems, even down to the children's book about animals. Children are interested in animals and want to learn more about animals. So you solve the problem of, how do I teach my children about animals? All those types of things. One put Christian, so I'm not sure if that means you have a devotional or what you're doing. But I mean, especially around Christmas time, there's really no better time to promote Christian books and things that you have going on there. And if you don't have a devotional, that may be something that you consider doing, unless you might write Christian fiction, and then no, because we're here for a nonfiction. Woo, get back in my place. But this is the time where you could start doing things like that, and it doesn't have to be a 365 day. It could be, get your new year going right, or your 12 days of Christmas devotional, or something like that you could hopefully create relatively quickly. All right, then maximizing your sales. So a lot of things that we've talked about will, if done right, maximum. And you don't have to do all of these things. I need to stop and clarify that right now. There's not enough time in any of our lives to do all of the things that I've just talked about. So pick a couple that resonate with you, that you feel like would be good for you, and know that you can cross promote on your channels when you create content, and you can reutilize content. So kind of a rule of thumb that I have when it comes to marketing, content marketing for nonfiction author, well, for anybody, is to reutilize every piece of content you create. So start with the biggest, longest form. So maybe you start with a blog post, and you just take pieces of that blog post and you put it in social media, clips in social media. You put parts of it in a newsletter and send people back to your blog post. You create a video about whatever you're talking about in the blog post to go along with all of those things. You then use that video on all the platforms, share it through Instagram, through your YouTube shorts, through, all the different, through TikTok, through wherever you're operating. And that also helps you kind of, when you're thinking about each of these things individually, it's really hard. But if you break it down and you say, okay, I'm going to take this piece of content, I'm going to utilize it all the way through here, then it's not as bad. But to maximize your sales, you have to remember to have a call to action in everything that you're doing. One call to action, preferably, because if you start giving people too many things to do, and I know that we send out a weekly newsletter through the Women in Publishing Summit, and there's like 20 things in that. This thing is on sale. This conference is happening. Register for this webinar, blah, blah, blah. I know fully that most people are not even going to see everything in that email, because there's just too many things to take action on, right? So that's why we do them every Friday. We send out over and over and over again, in the hopes that each week somebody will see something they didn't see before. But then we also do individualized. So if we're having a webinar, it's in a newsletter, but then we also do an individualized email about that webinar, so that that's the only call to action is register for this webinar. You have to do the same thing in your marketing for your sales, right? So maybe sometimes your social media is, the call to action is just follow me. If you're not already if you see this post and you're not already following me, or even better, if you're posting things, you can invite people to click on the link in your bio, which will hopefully take them to a place where they can get on your email list. But make sure people know, like, when you're posting these fun things, it's so frustrating to me when I see a post on social media and it's like, save 50% off on my new calendar. there's no link, there's no call to action in the content or the I like it when it's right there on the picture. Go to womeninpublishingsummit.com/events, and you'll be able to find all the things and get registered for whatever you need there. But if you make people work too hard, you're going to lose them. So make it as simple as possible. If you say my book is 50% off, put the URL really largely on the image and make sure you put the information in the content of it, so that you're driving people to take an action, which should always be about getting on your email list or getting your book and going to the sales place or whatever. So tell people what to do, but to maximize the sales. Otherwise, you want to do things that are going to be really interesting, especially to people who've been in your audience before, already know about your book, have already seen you talking about it. So maybe you release a limited edition with some special extra content, a special cover. There's all kinds of fun ways that you could do this. Limited bundles, like we were talking about, where you get together either with other authors, or if you have lots of books on your own content, you say, okay, I'm doing a book bundle this holiday season. You can get the ebooks of all 4 of my books for 75% off the retail price, or whatever it is that you want to offer. Signed copies are great too. There are people that may really, really want a signed copy, especially if you have a promo box where you have some other fun things that you put in there and you post pictures of that, and people get really excited about that. And then, of course, using all the things that we've been talking about, the holiday content, the bonuses, the discounts. You can also consider maximizing your metadata on your sales platforms. So this can be a little tricky, especially if your book is not a holiday related book. Every time you change your metadata, you're going to mess with the algorithm. So it's important to make sure that sometimes you should, and sometimes it's really necessary and good. But if your book is a all year round cookbook, and you don't necessarily have anything holiday related, you don't want to try to game the system by putting in, changing it to a holiday, keyword that's like holiday themed cookbook or anything like that. You don't want to exaggerate or lie, because then people will be mad. I bought this person's book because it was listed it said holiday cookbook, and there wasn't a single recipe. They were all summer recipes or whatever, so be wary of that. But if you do have enough holiday content, and can put stuff like that where you change your sales page on Amazon or other retailers, or you add new keywords, you can do that. But one piece of metadata that you certainly can change for the holidays is a price reduction. So if you want to have it on sale for $4 off the print cost for all of November, then you just reduce that price. And that is something that you could put in the description of the sales page if you wanted to. So holiday offer, retail price has been dropped from this to this, only available in the dates. You could do things like that. And then, of course, run promos. So whether that is through ads or through a paid promo list, like Written Word Media, Fussy Librarian, all of those lists of that nature, where you get on the nonfiction list and you put your book discounted or free, and they send it out to all their people. Like at the holiday time, it's a great time to do those things to get people and traction to your sales page. I agree, Shirley. Integrity is very, very, it's important. Collaborations and partnerships. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. Please, if you have questions, make sure you've put them in the Q&A box, or otherwise I'll just open it up when we get through these last couple slides. I have been giving examples of collaborations and partnerships throughout, but I'm just going to cover these again. I think we have made book bundles very clear what that might be. If you have any questions on how to do book bundles or any of that, we can talk about that. I've done them several times, and they can be a lot of fun and really successful, actually. Webinars and workshops. These are a great, for most of what you all put in the chat on what types of books you're writing, almost all of them are very suitable for webinars and workshops. Because you have content that people are interested in learning about for either self-improvement or self-healing or physical health or mental health, or a skill you want to do. And really think about who's in your audience and what they need. And this goes back to your polls and your questions that you ask people, especially for the anybody who does like deals with people with chronic pain. There's a lot of people that have like autoimmune diseases, chronic health issues that lead to that chronic pain. And a lot of it, I am in this category. So this is something I know quite well. We're searching for cleaner lifestyles, cleaner food options, cleaner recipes. I mean, I can think of our cookbook author and our chronic pain author ought to get together and do, like, we're doing a webinar on foods that nourish your body to help with chronic pain, and do something around those if that's your jam, right? I mean, don't try to make up something at the last minute that you're not an expert in, because that's bad too, and you don't want to give out bad information. But those are the types of partnerships that you can look at. Pulling together people that have similar interests or even the same interests, and bringing all your resources together and saying, we have all these resources for people, and start with a webinar together maybe, and then do a bundle of your books or a sale from that webinar. And I'm going to tell you, as you all probably know as consumers, that a lot of times when there's a fast acting time frame or a deadline or a reason to do it before this date, people will take action sooner. So that's always a good thing. Putting your book on sale for a long period of time is fine, but if you have a short-term bonus for people that's only a few days, you'll probably get better results. Because if something, it's too long. If I say, okay, it's November 1st, I saw this, it's going to be on sale until November 30th, I'll come back. I never come back. So, but if you say, it ends in 5 days or something like that, you may get some better ones. Joint promos, again, all of you discounting your books and without going through another type of company, just deciding on your own, okay, we all have email lists of at least 500 people, or it could be less than that if they're engaged. I know some people that have like 200 people on their email list, but they have like an 80% open rate, 80 to 90% open rate. That means those people are more engaged than some people who have thousands of people with a 12% open rate. So, you can do a joint promo that's done just via email and with you and your collaborators saying, okay, we're all going to discount our books or our products, our courses or whatever. And we've set that up, and here's the link, and everybody use this link in this description. I know, for example, not on the book side, but on the business side, every year, Pro Writing Aid, well, Lisa, who was at Pro Writing Aid, always organizes a Black Friday schedule, basically, where all the companies that she knows that work with and serve authors participate in this Black Friday thing. We all have a coupon, a discount code, an offer. We have a spreadsheet where everybody goes in, they put in the name of their company, and just envision this as how you could do this as authors. So the name of your company, your author name, your book name, maybe you have a company name, the description of whatever it is that you're offering, the link to wherever that is, a graphic that you would like people to use in marketing, and a coupon code if necessary, or all those key details. And you share that information with each other. And then you create pages on your website, you create emails, you create social media content, all of those things to promote each other and do that. And it feels like an overwhelming amount of things. And if you don't know how to do any of those things that I just described, it can be very overwhelming, but it can be as simple as putting your book on discounted wherever you sell it, and then making a graphic on Canva or someplace else, or just supplying your book cover, a little description about your book, and a link to the to wherever it's on sale. And, that's it. You can all just send out an email with that. And I've seen that many times where it's just like a block, this person's book, this person's book, this person's book. So it doesn't have to be super complicated, but joint giveaways, joint promos, all those types of things can be really effective in helping you build your email list, because now you're promoting across lots of people's audiences and also having sales. Oh, goodness. And then don't rule out bloggers and other people who do on social media campaigns of holiday book lists and gift guides. If I were you, I would do a Google search right now of holiday book lists plus whatever your genre is, or gift guides plus whatever your genre is. So gift guides that include cookbooks, or nature books, or devotionals, or stress management calendars, or whatever, and find the people who are doing those lists each year, because I'm going to tell you what, they start posting them in September and October. And by November, they're already posted. You know, we're already in the holiday season. So reach out to those people and see if you might be able to get them. All right. The segmenting your list. This is a pretty in-depth conversation. If you don't have an email CRM and you're not used to setting up tags and additional lists and automations and all that kind of stuff. But basically what I mean is when you're sending out emails to people, make sure that you can send out a broad email to everybody and then have some sort of action for them to take so that you can narrow down to the people who are truly interested. So let's say you send out 3 broad emails about holiday marketing, promos, or whatever you're doing, and you have a link to click. Well, you can tag all of those people. When this person clicked this link, they get the tag, clicked on holiday promo, or clicked on holiday blog post, or clicked on whatever. And that gives you an idea of who is opening your emails, reading them, and interested in that type of topic. And then you can start creating more specific information for the people who have already expressed an interest by clicking on something. But keep in mind, people are buying gifts for professionals, for self-improvement enthusiastic, historical or educational books. These are the things happening at Christmas time, and you want to get a feel for the people in your audience who might be interested in shopping for those people or buying books on those nature, on that nature, etc. And clicking them will help you do that. Okay. I'm not going to go through in detail on this. It's kind of just a checklist. But it basically starts with, what are you going to do? Figure that piece out. Am I going to do just a sale? Am I going to do try to do a webinar? Am I going to try to find partners to do joint promos? Am I going to do a giveaway? You know, what is my plan? And what tools am I going to utilize, and where am I going to do that? Figure that piece out. Then you're going to go ahead and set up all the back end stuff, create the coupons and the promos, any new sales pages that come along with that. In your email, back end of your email, you want to go ahead and create the tags and the segments, the groups, if you will, or the email sequences that will go along specifically with when someone takes an action, or if they purchase my sale, or if they do blah, 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 then they go into this group or this email sequence. Create everything that you're going to be using and promoting, set up everything, make sure you have your delivery all organized. So especially if it's automated, if they buy through my shopping cart, then they get added to this tag and this list, and it sends them everything and all their bonuses. And then of course, once you have the back end set up, then start emailing your email list or promoting on social media or blogging or however it is where you communicate with people the most, and start, you know, talking about the topic and letting them know things are coming. And then if you want to run additional ads or marketing to get people there, that's great. And then hopefully the last thing is actually selling. Okay. So if you want to get a copy of these slides, you can go to this link, writepublishsell.com/NF for nonfiction holiday marketing. And you can download the slides. I'm also working on a little ebook because this is such a great topic, and I'm really grateful to Chelsea and Lulu for making me finally create content around it myself. But I am working on a little ebook that drills down into some of these things a little bit more. And so I will be sending that out to people as well. I just didn't have time to get it done before the webinar today. Oops, I spelled holiday wrong. Let me type that in there. I don't see any question. Are there questions? Oh, there are. I'm sorry. Okay. Do you want me to do these, or are you going to do these, or?
Well, I was looking at Chocolate. If you can hop in the Q&A. I see our first question. You may read it and get something. I wasn't sure if she meant like which social media platforms are best for authors to market on, or maybe I misread that. But if you are reading it and an answer is coming to you immediately, then go for it.
Okay. So that I cannot give you that answer, Chocolate, because it really, I know people hate it when the answer is it depends, but it really depends. It depends on where your target audience is. It depends on how active you already are and how many people can see you. So if maybe you love social media, maybe you love Instagram and your target audience is on Instagram, but you haven't been using hashtags, you haven't been posting, regularly enough for your stuff to show up, you haven't done the things to build that audience, then even if that is and would be the right platform for you, but you don't have enough followers, you may still not sell a lot of books there. So it depends on so where your audience is, how big your platform is, which is why I always love suggesting joint cross-platform type things. But for authors, it so depends. I mean, I know Instagram is a great place for authors in general, but so is TikTok. And a lot of people will say, well, TikTok is for dances and for young kids. Well, if that's your attitude on TikTok, then you haven't really explored TikTok, because there I have one of the women in our community is over 80 years old, and she has a thriving and growing TikTok presence where she just talks about writing books and authorship and those types of things. I know other people who are in these things for the especially for the person who does the nature stuff. TikTok is great because you're out there, you're filming things. Like, there's a platform for everybody, and you just have to find out, one, what you're comfortable in doing enough that you'll do consistently enough to keep your people engaged, creating content that's engaging, and making sure that the right people are there, and then giving that call to action. I primarily like to use social media to grow my email list. So you've got to have your link in your bio for people to get on your email list and be promoting those types of things. Okay, where do you find, oh, that's the same one. Wait, where do you find most book sales occur on social media? It's, oh, I see. Do they occur at, again, whether it happens on social media, at speaking engagements, blogs, interviews, book author events, etc., completely depends. How big is your audience? How relevant is the content that you're blogging about to what you're selling? I will tell you that, again, my first book was Sunshine After the Storm, a survival guide for the grieving mother. And I created a blog post that was very SEO'd around what to say to a mother when her baby dies. And it was a whole very long post with lots of information on that type of content. And then at the end, there was a link to the book, and that sold the book very, very well. So, if you're doing good content that is relevant and drives the right people to the right places, it can work really well. In-person events, I think, are always going to be a great opportunity, if nothing else, for you to get people on your email list. They may not always buy at it, but anytime you can find new followers is great. How do we change the sales price on Amazon? So you have to go into your metadata, into the book details, and go to the pricing tab. It's the third tab of the 3 tabs, and then you just adjust the price in there, and it usually takes 4 to 24 hours to change. Good response. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Oh, that was it.
Yeah, I'll just put out a last call for questions. I'll also say Pinterest. If you haven't considered exploring Pinterest, I mean, especially around the holidays for cookbooks and even 5 ways to reduce stress around the holidays. I was just reading an article the other day of an author, a nonfiction author, who's like, I have a ton of success on Pinterest. So maybe something that not often I hear people talk about that, but also one that you can have some success with.
I love Pinterest, and I started out as a blogger, and when I was blogging a lot, Pinterest was definitely my go-to because so many people would come back to my blog. So yeah, on that note, like, if Pinterest brings people back to your blog, and your blog is marketing your book, and you have those call to actions, it can be phenomenal. Like everything else, though, you have to learn how to use the tool. You need to use it well, optimize it, and make sure that you're creating content that fits well on it and all of those things. None of these are magic pill answers, right? Just because you do a group promo with 5 other authors doesn't mean you're all going to sell 1 billion books at Christmas time. But it helps you at least get in front of other eyes, other audiences. And, if you're growing your email list, even if you don't directly see sales, you're winning. I promise. So
yes, the email list is like you said several times through the talk, just so valuable if you can start building that. And then we have a couple webinars coming up, and one of them will be on email marketing. I think that's October 2nd. Keep an eye out for that if you are new to email marketing, or if you just need some tips. And Alexa mentioned this several times, how valuable that is, and some great ideas for how to utilize that too. I love the email challenge. That was very, very exciting. Great idea for the holidays, or anytime, actually.
Anytime. Yeah, I add a lot of subscribers through our free challenges, so it's always a good thing.
Yes. Well, thank you to everybody who joined us today. I don't see any other questions, and Alexa, this is just a master class of information, but I think very approachable and exciting. It just makes it feel very fun when you can, put your things through a different lens or help them match a holiday or kind of amp up that excitement about them, create some FOMO. These are all great ways to get people engaged and excited to buy your books. And so thank you. Kathy said this is the best Lulu webinar ever.
I'm gonna have to screenshot that really quickly. Smile. That's awesome.
I would have to agree. This is definitely ranks up there top. There's a lot of information, but you don't have to do it all. And I think the way that you broke it down is very approachable and can make it really fun for the holiday season.
And just keep in mind, the holidays happen every year. So you can start real small this year and just get things in motion. Try one thing, see if it works for you, and then start planning for next year. And then by next year, you will be golden.
There you go. And then you'll be able to do it all over again the next year.
Exactly.
Love that. The holidays won't stop, so you can just keep getting better and better at it. Alexa, anything you want to leave us with? We dropped the link, Right Published Self, for the marketing. We dropped that in there for the tips. If you can click on that and go to that landing page, some great resources there. What else would you like to share, or where can the people find you? I see you got your following us, your handles there, but anything else?
Yeah, that's all my places. I would love to have you show up at Women in Publishing Summit events. Lulu is one of our sponsors and has been a huge supporter of that event. That comes up in March, but we have free events every month as well. So you may find some events on our events page, womeninpublishingsummit.com/events, and we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, a wonderful community. We're excited to be a part of it, excited to be able to support the initiatives they have over there, but it's very supportive. So if you do need any help, have any questions, Alexa's sending out emails all the time with webinars and resources and links, all the things. So definitely check it out. Also, hats off to Alexa because she had to wrangle her dog moments before we went live, and her composure was the elite level of professionalism over here. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Alexa, thank you so much for your time, your expertise, and your insight that you offered today. I hope all of you have a wonderful Wednesday wherever you are, and we hope to see you back at the next one. Thanks, everybody, and bye, Alexa. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.